Hey everybody, it's Anime Reviewer Girl, and I have a new video for you guys. Of course, it's Saturday. Why wouldn't I have a new video for you guys? But this new video is actually a anime review on the anime Spice and Wolf that was actually suggested for me to watch and to do a review on. I had actually watched Spice and Wolf years ago when I was probably maybe 19 or 20, maybe 21 when I watched Spice and Wolf for the first time. So it was kind of refreshing to go back and rewatch this series with fresh new eyes. And a lot of times with me rewatching it, it was some parts I didn't remember, or some parts that I caught on to a lot easier the second time around being able to watch it. Those of you who have not seen Spice and Wolf before, Spice and Wolf is about a gentleman by the name of Kraft Lawrence, who is a traveling merchant. So basically he goes around to different cities and he sells or trades goods for profit. And then along the way, when he's at a wheat town where mostly they harvest wheat, he comes across Holo, who is called Holo the Wise Wolf, and is actually the deity that looks over the wheat of that city and can turn into a girl, a very pretty girl, and asks Lawrence if he would allow her to accompany him for him to take her to the north, which is where she's originally from. And from there on, for 2 seasons, it pretty much goes through and their journey together along the way, and you see what trouble they come upon. You see Holo and her craziness, and you also kind of see the friendship and love between them grow over 2 seasons. For me, how I watched it on Funimation's website, and I also watched it dubbed. I did not watch it subbed. Kraft Lawrence is voiced by J. Michael Tatum, and Holo is actually voiced by Brina Palencia. And it was a good dub. I actually really liked it. Now, going into the series itself, I did like it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. There are times where the story is quite slow, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint what the actual purpose or plot of the entire show is. And it's kind of, you pretty much have to take each episode as separate. So it's not like a whole thing coming together. It's of where there's recurring characters. It's more so the first season is very separate from the second, and each episode is kind of its own. And it's like every episode or a few episodes can have its own arc, have its own beginning, middle, and end. One of my favorite arcs has to be when they come across the young boy that is actually very profitable. This is in the second season. Very profitable, and he actually falls in love with Holo and is actually trying to not buy her, well, pay off her debts with Lawrence so that they can, he can, have Holo as his wife. In the first season, I'd have to say probably one of my favorite ones. My favorite arcs, or at least the one I found the most interesting, was when Holo actually kind of revealed herself to not to the townspeople, but to the church, or to the this trading company, merchant company, and for them to escape. That was probably one of my favorite episodes. As far as the art style is concerned, I really did like the art style. To me, that wasn't really anything different. It wasn't anything spectacular. The music, it wasn't an opening song that made me really, really have to pay attention and watch. But the ending song, I did like. The first season ending song, I really liked. Second season's ending song wasn't exactly my cup of tea, but hey, I'll be honest, this wasn't a show that I particularly really listened to the music for. The music was good, but it wasn't something that caught my ear and I had to download it or watch the entire opening or ending sequence because I like the song that much. The characters. Okay, Kraft Lawrence he starts off kind of boring because he's very straight and to the point. And not straight to the point, but he's very, very much about his business. And it was kind of interesting to see him become across a character like Holo, who is very very rambunctious. She kind of causes him to come upon a lot of trouble, but it's in a way where she actually makes his life very, very interesting. And because she loves to drink, she gets drunk a lot. She says crazy stuff. She loves to eat food a lot, and she always kind of causes him just a little bit of trouble because she's very, very smart, kind of a smart aleck. But their banter with each other is really funny. It actually reminds me of like that flirting kind of a way when you flirt with the guy that you like, or they flirt with the girl that they like, and they're very smart aleck with each other, so they're like calling each other names and stuff like that. That's how I saw Holo and Lawrence's relationship together, as far as characters are concerned. But Lawrence's character over the past 2 seasons grew from him being someone kind of boring for him being very interesting, and he's a very, very smart character. But it was interesting to see him grow for 2 seasons. Now, Holo started off very, very rambunctious. She was totally amazing, and she got funnier as the series went on, but she actually got wiser, and it was actually kind of cool to see Holo go into her moments where she was very, very serious. And she also taught Lawrence a lot, but Lawrence also taught her a lot. Lawrence taught her a lot about how the merchant system very works, the money, a lot about the church, and like how they are heavily influenced in towns. And that's one of the things though that changed with Holo over the past 2 seasons. First season she was very, very funny. Second season she was also funny, but she also had a lot more serious moments, which I like to see. That's pretty much it as far as those characters are concerned. There are other characters in the series, but the only other character that I can actually speak of kind of a little bit is Chloe. She was in the first season a lot. She was not in the second season at all, but she was in the first season. In the first season, she was actually supposed to be portraying Holo in their I want to say festival that the first city Lawrence is in is supposed to have. And she comes back in like a certain arc of the series in the first season, and she turns out not to be such a good character. At least to me, she turned out not to be such a good character, but that I really liked. There's other characters that I can speak of there, but not a whole lot. A lot of the other characters were not really recurring characters, or kind of characters just for that specific arc of the show or the few of the episodes, but they weren't anything very rememberable for me. I mostly did focus a lot on Holo and Lawrence a lot during the series as a whole. As far as Lawrence's and Holo's relationship, it very much started off as far as Lawrence is trying to figure out what exactly he's getting into when he comes across Holo. Should he trust her? Does he even like her? Is she just annoying and just costing him a lot of money? But then you see the relationship grow for 2 seasons. So you see the relationship go from Lawrence being like, I have no idea who this girl is. I don't even know if I want to, be with her, hang out with her, whatever, to them becoming friends. And then they're having this undertone of them liking each other. But it's never anything that really comes full circle. Towards the latter half of the series in the second season, Lawrence does tell Holo that he does love her. But it's hard for me to think if it was of a romantic sense or if he was just saying, I love you as like a person and I care very, very much about you, but not in that romantic sense. But there was a lot of romantic undertones. They start to hold hands, they touch each other a lot more, not in that way, but they're just much more comfortable with each other, and there's no more of that as far as, when you kind of it's hard for me to say, when you're with someone but they're not very comfortable as far as physical touch is concerned, that you're very much aware of your physical distance from each other. But then once you're comfortable with like a friend or something like that, you're very much like linking arms, holding hands, things that just seem normal. And that was very much how it seems to be between Holo and Lawrence towards the latter half of the second season, which made you really on edge of like, when are they finally gonna kiss or hook up or, express their feelings for each other. And there's also a reason why a lot of times you thought that was because there definitely was a jealousy between the two of them whenever someone of the opposite sex came along that they thought was going to take away either Lawrence and or Holo. So that was very much there. Any other things I can speak on? It ended very openly. So it kind of ended with a lot of questions that were not answered between the first and second season. For example, my whole thing was with the first season, if she revealed herself as the wolf, how was she, how did that not follow them to other cities? Whatever happened to Chloe? Whatever happened to some other characters? But it's just, it was very open ended, and it also very open ended because it never actually ended with them arriving at the North and them actually parting ways. And that was, to me, is where it left it very open to there being a third season. At this time, there is no third season for Spice and Wolf. I don't think there is going to be a third season, but it's very open ended. It kind of makes me want to go and read the manga to figure out what happens. But I don't know if I am. I have a lot of manga already to read, so that's going to probably be on a long, long list of manga that I have yet to read. Another thing I'm going to speak on as far as the mode of which I watched it, like I mentioned before at the beginning of this video, I did watch it dubbed. I watched on Funimation's website. Funimation has the first season dubbed to stream completely for free. I do have a subscription service with Funimation, so that allows me a lot of the elite services as far as the dub is concerned, because some of the shows that are dubbed are only for elite viewers who have the subscriptions. I have the subscription service, but the first season is dubbed for free users who do not pay for the service, but the second season is not. So you can watch the first season, you cannot watch the second season on Funimation dubbed unless you are a paid subscriber. Second of all, the first season of the series is on Hulu, so if you would like to watch it on Hulu and you have a subscription service to Hulu, you can and enjoy it on Hulu. They do not have the second season though. They do have the subtitled on both Funimation and Hulu, but once again, Hulu does not have the second season subtitled. They only have the first season. As far as using Funimation service is concerned, I know I had troubles at a point where sometimes it would say streaming not found, and I would have to like refresh my browser, do a whole bunch of different troubleshooting for me to go back in and to actually finish watching the episode or finish watching the series as a whole, which is why it did take me a little bit longer to watch. So if you have these issues with Funimation, I know Funimation has on their support, on their site, they have a support forum, and that's something that they're working on. And they actually ask you for some information for you to be able to have them troubleshoot it. For me, it sounded a lot harder than it needed to be, so I decided not to do it, and I just did my own troubleshooting from home, which is just refreshing my browser or going back to the website later on in the day and then watching it from there. So that was pretty much what I did. But overall, as far as the overall Spice and Wolf as a whole and my overall experience of watching the show, I have to give it about, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. I enjoyed the show as a whole. It left a lot of open-ended questions, like I said, open for a third season. I did kind of like how the show was paced a little bit. It did have its moments where it was kind of boring, but the exciting moments did make up for those points where it was boring. Once again, for the music, wasn't anything that really caught my eye, but it was very pleasant. Our style was good, and actually, I really did enjoy the dubbed. J. Michael Tatum as Lawrence was amazing, and Holo, voiced as Brian Plencia voicing Holo, was also good as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen Spice and Wolf, definitely check it out. Once again, like I said, it's on Funimation, and the first season is also on Hulu. Yeah, so check it out. I'm going to leave, if you've seen Spice and Wolf, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of it. Also, if you want to suggest any animes for me to watch, definitely suggest them down below. This was a suggestion itself. Yeah, I'm going to leave the links down in the description box below for all my social media accounts, so you can follow them on Twitter, Instagram, my anime blog, and also on AskFM. I don't mind if you guys ask me questions. And yeah, also feel free to also have your opinions below as far as what more you would like to see about my channel, what videos you guys would like me to put out, what things you'd like me to discuss, all of the above. And also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. All right, thanks so much, you guys. This video is kind of long, but hey, why not? All right, love you guys so much.